Hey guys, my name is Marin and I'm head of performance at Inspire Agency. We're a boutique agency focused on paid social, and this year we spent over 40 million for our DTC clients. If you want to find out how, keep watching. Today we are going to cover Advantage Shopping Plus campaign. This is a new campaign, new feature that Facebook introduced a couple of months ago. It relies on AI. It is way more automated than the regular conversion campaign. Basically, you have a lot less feature that you can choose, a lot less settings that you can choose from, but it has a one cool feature. That is ability to have a breakdown by audience type. So what does that mean? So this campaign ensured that you can kind of like include how much of your budget you want to be dedicated to your existing customers. So like that's a really breakthrough for any type of digital advertising, because so far we didn't know how much of our budget is going to our retargeting audience or to our existing buyers. This way you have a cap that you can kind of like decide how much budget you want to go to those audiences. So initially I launched a campaign without a cap. So I didn't know about the cap, so I launched it without it. And like my CPA was amazing, like 28 bucks. But then I checked the breakdown, and then I noticed that majority of my spend was going to my existing customers. When I checked that with kind of like my third-party tracking software in Norbeam, I noticed that my results were not so good, and majority of the ads were going to the after majority of the budget was going towards the afterpay ad. So I usually know that that ad is favored with existing buyers and with a lot of retargeting audiences. So I introduced a cap. I put 20% of the cap, and you can see that only 20% of the budget was actually spent on the existing customers. So it was a pretty good deal. uh, you can see that my CPA increased from 28 to 38. So you would think like, okay, but you made it worse. But when I check the results in my third-party tracking software, my results were actually better. That means that I was targeting more prospecting audience, exactly what I wanted. After that, I put only 3% cap. So basically, only 3%, only like small portion of the budget was going to my existing customer audience. You would say, but like, hey man, like your CPA increased from 28 to 69. That's a massive jump. Yeah, it is. But like in my third party tracking software, my results actually improved. So what is kind of like a main takeaway when using Advantage Shopping Plus? You want to put a cap for budget on buyers. You don't want to like have Facebook kind of like spending too much of your budget on your existing customer. You want to spend most of your budget, and you want to treat this campaign as a prospecting campaign. That's a tip number one. Tip number two is to run on 1 day click or 7 day click attribution, because otherwise Facebook can attribute a lot of the sales to those view through conversions that are not actually incremental. But how do you know if those sales are incremental at all? There's an option to compare attribution windows. So how many of you guys remember when we had an option to compare how much sales are coming from a view, how much from a click uh, of our ad? So you can still access that data into ads reporting tool. For some reason, it's not available in the ads manager. It's only available in the ads reporting. You need to select at least 2 ad accounts, and you need to standardize the currency. Then you will kind of like, then you will be able to standardize this report. Now you can see like I spent over 2 mil on this ad account in 1 month, and my results from 1 day click to 7 day click and 1 day view are completely different. So from 1.56 to 2.55, that's a massive difference. But if I want to be conservative and run on 1 day click, I know that those sales are incremental. I know that portion of the sales here is coming from a view through conversions, coming from a retargeting audience that would potentially happen either way, if even though Facebook is not responsible for this sale. So what you want to do is create a conversion multiplier. That's a number that you get when you divide 7 day click 1 day view ROAS with the 1 day click ROAS. So this way, you know that even though if you're running on 1 day click, potentially there's a number that you can multiply this ROAS with, so you know potentially some sales can result in some view through sale. It works other way. You can divide 7-day click, 1-day view with that number to ensure that you're hitting your target for 1-day click. Be sure to implement in this your decision making. If you don't know how, click a link below and apply for a free audit where we can check this all for you, and you get a custom report based on the things that you're missing in your ad account and that could be fixed.